Hi there, welcome to 3 Pages a Day, where I help you to break through your writing fears. And I hope that you'll join me in this journey where I'm also writing 3 pages every single day and sharing them with you in the hope that that gives you the confidence and permission to go ahead and do the same. So here are my 3 pages, and at the end, I'll just do a little brief summary of what I've discovered, a little post-mortem, and then I'll be back tomorrow to do the same thing again. And yeah, like I say, I hope you'll join me. Here's my 3 pages. I'm in the garden. I've created for myself a spot, 2 large brown cushions from the lounge, and the molded seat I bought from Amazon some years ago. Amazon, that great behemoth, swallowing the high street whole as if shops were plankton. Amazon, the great Leviathan, swimming and sifting as it ranges from one ocean to the next, its giant body casting a shadow on the seabed. Of course, the metaphor is all wrong. Amazon is a jungle, a wild ecosystem of buyers and sellers, a global stretch of activity in which only the strongest, savviest, and well capitalized survive. The high street isn't dead, of course, but it is suffering from a bad case of COVID, forced to reinvent itself, to pull through. People will always seek places to socialize, and you can't gather for tea and a chat at an Amazon warehouse, not unless you work there or want to travel to some industrial estate at an intersection where no life exists except for a few weeds in the car park. Juxtapose this with the image of the great Brazilian jungle, the retail giant it is named after. One teeming with organic life, the other teeming with robots. As the trees that make up the lungs of the earth are felled, the great human displacement is well underway. Would it be naive to think that one day all biological life forms will be subsumed by a jungle of interconnected wires and thinking computer chips? That life will exist, but not as we know it. Speaking of robots, I recently heard on a course I attended that companies in countries with opaque regulations are using human resources to train their AI. Is this as unethical and insidious as it sounds? Let me explain further. And for the record, I must caveat what I'm about to say with this. I have done none of my own research into this. I've not spent more than a few seconds of my time picking away at this potentially apocryphal tale. No, I am merely telling you what I heard and what I was shown in a photograph. So from that point of view, you can treat what I'm about to tell you as nothing more than anecdotal, hearsay, tittle-tattle. In the words of the late great Marvin Gaye, I heard it through the grapevine. So what did I hear? That the bosses of some firm in Bangladesh have persuaded their factory workers to wear cameras on their heads during their working day. For clarity, said workers don't just turn up to work, clock in, exchange their time for money in a day's pay, and clock out. They turn up, have a camera attached to their heads, and then do all of the above. But why? Well, it turns out, if this story is to be believed, and given the pace of technological change, I have no reason to doubt it, that the cameras are gathering valuable data. They are filming specifically the human hand movements that complete tasks requiring a high degree of manual dexterity. Things like stripping a chicken, deboning a fish, or sewing garment strips together. So what next? Well, business owners and their burgeoning tech departments are then taking this data, feeding it into computers, and using it to build robots that can complete the same tasks with equivalent, if not better, efficiencies. The way I see it is that data from one person wearing one camera on their head would be insufficient for the purposes of AI and robotics training, But take that data from an entire workforce, accumulate it, then feed it into the machine, and you have a near final solution to the human problem. And this is the terrifying part. Once robots can do what humans can do, without the need for food, rest, sleep, or quality family time, humans will be out. And their outage will no doubt cause major problems in wider society. But for business owners, they will be society's problem, not theirs. And you can see how complicated things might get. Back to those cameras on the heads. I imagine this would be stage one in the process of maximizing business efficiencies. Stage two might involve taking those humans with the highest output, the most efficient humans, grouping them together, then pitting them against one another by way of some type of rewards-based competition before further enhancing efficiencies based on the data from that output. But then what? Fast forward a couple of years, go into the same factory, and what will you see? I'll tell you, every single human replaced by a robot that they unwittingly trained. Years ago, one worker might look askance at another rising up behind them, snapping at their heels, ready to take their job. But today, they would be looking in the wrong direction. Today, they need to consider the motivations of the business owners, increasingly focused on maximizing profits through the temptations of technology. Streamlining operations in this way is nothing new, but it doesn't take a genius to work out that this invidious process does not take into consideration the far-reaching social and socio-economic impact gathering pace and coming our way. A word to the wise. If one day you go to work and your boss asks you to wear a camera on your head, I suggest first asking why. And when they lie to you, because they're hardly going to tell you that they're training AI to take your job and they need your help to do it, throw a sickie. Or say that you have a skin condition that will be unduly aggravated by having anything strapped to your head. Then, in 5 years' time, should there be a glut of wearable head cameras flooding eBay, take a look around and ask yourself, if the businesses who took part in this nasty experiment, this affront to humanity, succeeded in their endeavors to streamline their efficiencies or not. So, I enjoyed reading that. Those are my 3 pages. Now, for clarity, what did I do? I got up in the morning, I grabbed my pen. I still had the fog of sleep in front of me. I had a cup of tea. I was waking up and I grabbed my pen and my pad and I sat down. It was sunny outside and I just started writing. And it was just this thought in my head of something that I'd heard that just popped into my head. It was obviously there at, the forefront of my mind, in my consciousness. And I just started to write about it. I started to write about things that I was obviously thinking about. Amazon, AI, technology. I personally experienced AI, taking work from me as a freelance copywriter. I've actually had people say to me, "Oh, I don't need a copywriter anymore. I just use AI," which is an affront. So I've experienced the sharp end of this changing technology, and for me, sitting down and writing this, I realized, reading it to you, that I was, kind of cleansing myself in some way of these fears, putting them down on the page, and you know, bringing them to life, bringing them to the world, and also kind of recognizing, what's going on, the extent to which technology is really now starting to infiltrate our lives and become an existential threat to our livelihoods. I know there's another side to this debate, and I'm really fascinated by this debate, and it's something I'm sure that I'll write about again. But on that particular morning, there were my 3 blank pages, and away I went. And I was clearly having an attempt there at sort of, I suppose, poetry, using digging deep, using imagery, using metaphor, the idea of the whale being Amazon, casting a shadow on the seabed, the car park and the weeds, the juxtaposition of these ideas, of Amazon, the Amazon jungle being full of life, teeming with life, and then the Amazon as a company teeming with robots. It's almost the antithesis of an organic setting, and you can see that I was really playing with these ideas, and I was having fun. Now, is it perfect? Absolutely not. Could that benefit from um, you know, some editing, some kind of picking apart of the ideas and synthesizing them, and working harder on the themes, and you know, definitely. But with the 3 pages a day, that's really not what we're attempting to do. We can allow ourselves one edit, and it shouldn't take very long. My For me to do this every single day, it has to be done quickly. I need to get up in the morning, I need to write my 3 pages, I need to transcribe them, I need to print them out. Sorry, I'll do one edit and then I print them out, and then I have to present them to camera to you guys, to help you with your writing. So um, yeah, so this is about speed, and it's about flexing that muscle every day, not trying to do everything in one go, flexing the muscle every day to become a better writer. And now I'd like to ask you a favor. If you're watching these videos and enjoying them, give me a thumbs up, subscribe. But also, I'd really love to know what you'd like to know about. If you have any ideas or thoughts about ways that I might improve this, if there's anything you'd like to share with me, yeah, please let me know. Pop it in the comments. I check them periodically. I haven't set it up yet to give me notifications, but I will be checking them. And if there are any comments from you guys there, then I will respond to them in due course. But I think that's enough for now. And yeah, I should be back again tomorrow with another 3 pages. And I keep doing that, and it looks like 4, 3. It's definitely 3. I'll use this hand, right? Because this one. Every time I do that, I think I've got like some kind of maybe I'm slightly crippled or something. But yeah, I'll do it with that because I can see it's much clearer when I do it with my left hand. So yeah, I'll be back tomorrow for 3 pages a day, and yeah, look forward to seeing you then. Take care for now. Bye bye.